energy budget for
It's
a
live
sloth.
on YouTube.
YouTube, all right.
And the account name is the same. It's just Ocoee Riverside.
Mom says we could.
Oh, I don't know.
Let's ask him when he comes back.
Here, you want to try it? Or you have one of those? Put it up there. See if you,
I can't. He doesn't want to eat it.
well, keep it up there and see.
Yeah, he doesn't.
Yeah.
So cute.
Just telling your wife we're on TikTok instead of YouTube right now.
Oh, someone's got it in.
Yeah. So he went to the bathroom and it smashes on him, but they groom themselves. We don't give them a bath.
Yeah.
Interesting.
You know, look how he's hanging doing the splits, right?
Uh-huh.
So do they ever go in water?
Some sloths like it, some sloths
Really?
don't. This guy doesn't like it.
No.
Do we get to hold him?
You'll hold the next one. So this guy, when he wants to take a bath, see this faucet right here that goes to his misting system inside?
Okay.
So if he wants to take a bath, he gets up into the misters
Oh.
and gets himself all wet, and then he grooms himself from there. And so anyway, their energy budget is so low because their food is of such poor quality that they are slow in ways you don't even think about. So a sloth cannot maintain its body temperature. It doesn't have enough energy. So it's the daytime high in the rainforest is in the mid to upper 80s,
Yeah.
nighttime lows in the high 60s, and his core body temperature follow that range of temperatures
Really?
every day. So his nighttime core body temperature can be 19 degrees Fahrenheit lower than his daytime core body temperature. So if my core body temperature went down by 19 degrees, obviously the coroner
Right.
would be calculating my time
Exactly.
of death. And but it's normal for him. That's why it's 80 degrees in here all the
I
time.
was
And you
gonna
might
say.
want to hang your coat right there because you're gonna get pretty doggone hot in here.
Oh, I
especially
don't
being
mind
from-
it so far. I like it hot.
Do you?
I'm good. I'm perfectly fine.
You know, I lived in Michigan when I was a kid, and I don't care to ever be cold again for
Oh.
the rest of my life.
I mean, to me,
And,
it's freezing here. I mean, it's
Oh, yeah, it's-
crazy cold here. But
So 2 days ago it was 75 degrees, and last
That's what my
night
wife
it got
was
down
saying,
to
yeah.
29.
oh, it's
And
crazy.
yesterday on the farm tour, I was shivering.
Oh my
But,
God! Yeah, yeah.
I had to come and find a coat, but then I didn't come and get a coat on the first tour because I felt bad that there were people out there without a coat, and I'm like, you know, I guess if they're gonna be cold, we're all
I
gonna
guess.
be cold.
I guess.
He doesn't
But,
want to eat those. We must be putting
So what did you do with the dairy farm?
So we had Holstein dairy cows, so we milked is what we did.
Right.
But we bought 150 Holstein dairy cows. So we did that, and we had, oh gosh, probably about 1,000 acres, corn, soybeans that we grew
Mhm.
for everything. So,
Yeah.
but I did everything from milking, planting crops, doing
Did you
everything in
sell
between.
it or what?
Funny enough, my parents still haven't operated today, but my youngest sister and her husband took it over.
Oh,
so they're
good.
doing it, yeah. But nope,
Yeah.
I went into academics. I'm a college professor and in that space, so I got out of the farming business.
What do you teach?
So I teach leadership business courses. I'm actually an academic program director at Capella University.
Oh, okay.
So it's an online university based in Minneapolis.
Mhm.
But obviously we're online, so we're global, if you will.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
that's what I do now.
So that was a goal of mine for a while, was to have portable in a RV bus for a year and a half.
yeah.
And
yeah.
I love the lifestyle.
Yeah.
But my kids got tired of it.
Oh.
They wanted, you know, have friends and live in one place and
I
yada
get
yada
it. I
yada.
get it. Yeah.
So I hope we'll get back to it one day.
Yeah.
But so sloths, also energy budget. A female sloth can only make milk for its babies for about 3 to 6 weeks, and that's it. They also don't store milk. They make the milk one drop at a time. As the baby drinks the milk, they make it drop by drop. They don't have the energy to make and store milk.
Huh.
They say that a sloth only moves 20 feet per minute. Here we see him move more, or if you read online, it'll say 12
Yeah.
feet per minute. Here we see him move more like 40 feet per minute. But they could be talking time over distance, and I'm talking time over short distance.
Yeah.
So, you know, maybe
Yeah.
it's the same. But his room in there goes up, 20-some feet. And when we open the door, when he's done, you're going to see him scurry right back up. And when we open his door and say, Hey, Flash. He just comes right down, and it takes him maybe 30
Really?
seconds to make it from the very top to
Yeah.
down here out ready for his encounters. And
Wow.
so that would be more like 40 feet per minute, I
Yeah,
suppose.
I suppose, yeah.
And but you know, over a distance, probably slower than that. The sloths, their eyes have a structure. I already said that, right? Rod monochromacy.
Yeah.
They do have ears. A lot of people don't think that a sloth has ears. He has big ears. His ears proportional to his head are just as big as our ears are proportional to our head, right there.
Yeah.
His sense of hearing is wonderful. His sense of smell is on point. And the sloth is experiencing his world primarily by smell and hearing. His eyes are designed to pick up motion, but not really so much to see what the motion is. And so he just he just doesn't care
Just
about
doesn't want
breakfast this
that.
morning.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah. So the sloth is crazy strong. Ounce per ounce, their muscle tissue is 3 times stronger than people's muscle tissue. Obviously, he's not stronger than a man because he only weighs 15 pounds.
Right.
But pound for pound, he's much stronger than humans
Well,
are.
to hang like that all day long, I would suspect.
Yes and no. So they can do a one-arm pull-up by any of their 4 arms, but then when they're hanging there, that's their relaxed position.
Oh.
So for us, 1 second. Hello. Great. Stay left where the pond splits the driveway. Turn right on the first gravel drive and go to the red barn with the white roof, and drive slowly past people riding horses.
That's much interest in it.
Left of the pond, right on the first gravel drive, red barn with white roof. Drive slow past people on horses.
Right? Learn all about more about him.
So the sloth, for us, this is our exertion or stress state. If we were trying to do a 2-arm hang, a minute would be a long time to hang there. This is our relaxed state. Sloth is the opposite. This is his relaxed state, clamped down like this. This is his exertion state, opened up. And this is exertion, this is relaxed. So when he is like this, he's exerting no energy at all to hang there like that. It is so true that he is exerting no energy to hang there that if he died, he would not necessarily fall. He could continue to hang there dead for days or weeks until something knocked him out of the tree or something rotted. Yep. And but they are crazy strong, so if a predator comes to him, you know, his first thing is to just hang on and try to not get pried off of the branch. When they're in the tops of the trees, they're entirely safe from predators. When they come down the tree, that's when they risk their life.
Yeah.
The only predator that can get to him in the top of the tree is an eagle, because he goes way out to the end of the branch. He only weighs 15 pounds.
Yeah.
So if a big cat tried to follow him out there to the end, to the point that the branch broke and fell all the way to the rainforest floor, 80 or 100 foot drop, he would almost certainly live. The cat would all. He would say,
Bad move. Yeah.
ha, and he'd go back up the tree. But yet, he comes down the same tree, same side of the tree every single time to poop on the exact same pile that he always poops on, and that is because of the sloth-moth symbiotic relationship. So in the wild, not here, sloths need moths and moths need sloths. There's a type of moth called a sloth moth that lives nowhere in the world except in the fur and in the waste pile of a sloth. So when the sloth comes down the tree, he gets his hind end right to the ground and goes on the ground. The moths, there can be 100 to 150 moths living in his fur all of the time. The moths fly down into the waste pile, lay their eggs in the waste, back onto the sloth, or die in the waste, whichever. And then it's row, row, row your boat. So this week's eggs are next week's larvae, are next week's moths. So every time he comes down the tree, there are new moths to come up onto the sloth.
Wow.
The symbiotic means beneficial to both sides. Parasitic would be beneficial to one, neutral or harmful to the other. So the benefit to the moth is that the sloth is the food source and the living environment of this moths. So specifically, they're eating the moss and algae that grow all in the sloth's fur, and they're fertilizing that moss and algae by their waste. The benefit to the sloth is that the sloth digests his food by a bacterial process, not so much enzymatic. as he grooms himself, he licks up a certain amount of the sloth moths themselves, and he licks up a certain amount of the waste of the moths. And the waste of the moths is where the bacteria comes from that causes the sloth to digest his food. In the wild, it is a proven fact that if the sloth's moth colony dies out, the sloth will die as well. Not for lack of, he'll die of starvation, not for lack of food, but for lack of ability to digest the food. Now, we also have helpful gut bacteria. We're not nearly as reliant on it, but we have helpful gut bacteria. The baby camel that's out there right now, we're giving him Greek yogurt because his gut bacteria got a little off.
Yeah.
But for us, the thing that will kill our gut bacteria outside of disease is antibiotics. Take a lot of antibiotics, we should take probiotics along with the antibiotics to fix our gut health back up, or Greek yogurt with probiotics in it.
If I have another horse ride, or is it just this 45-minute one?
And
I'm in the kangaroo field. As soon as I get in the barn, I'll check it for you.
I could Hey. I saw it sitting outside of the barn over by the picnic area,
5-minute horse
like
ride
on
was
the
the
other
only
end.
one. Thank you very much, ma'am.
Alright, yeah, get it for him. If it's 11, start without him. Alright, bye. It takes them something on the order of, they go to the bathroom once in 7 to 10 days. But in 30 days, they would have been, a number of cycles without digesting food, so they die after about 30 days of starvation.
Oh my God.
But, so for us, what kills our gut bacteria is antibiotics. For him, what kills his gut bacteria is cold temperature. So that is why here it is always 78 to 80 degrees. We never ever let a sloth get cold. That's why they don't need moths in captivity.
I was just gonna say, there's no moths.
Yeah, no moths. So so our gut bacteria lasts for all our lives unless we take a lot of antibiotics. His lasts for all his life unless he gets cold.
Gets cold.
And the sloth's initial bacteria colony comes from its mother. As its mother chews up leaves, the bacteria goes from entrance to exit. Its mother chews up leaves, it eats the leaves out of its mother's mouth. That's its initial gut bacteria colony.
Yeah.
Hello? Stay left where the pond splits the driveway, turn right on the first gravel drive and come down to the red barn with the white roof, and you're looking for Vladik. Yep. Alright. So the other peripheral benefits to the sloth is the moths are a small protein source for the sloth, and a little more hypothetical is that since the sloths are fertilizing the moss and algae in the sloth's fur, that is further disguised from predators in the tops of the trees. And then the third benefit, since you're an academic and you might want to read about stuff later, a three-fingered sloth has peptids and leptids more than a two-fingered sloth does. The peptids and leptids come from the moths, and the three-fingered sloth has moths more densely on him than the two-fingered sloth does, because that three vertebra of a tail that the three-fingered has, that the two-fingered has no tail, that three-fingered tail, when they come down to the ground, they use their tail and dig a hole in the waste pile before they go to the bathroom. So the two-fingered sloth has moths fly up onto him. The three-fingered sloth has moths fly up, but additionally, as he's digging this hole, the larva can crawl up his tail onto the three-fingered sloth. And the study that they did on this, they bagged sloths up to their neck and gassed them to make all the moths die, and counted the moths that were on a bunch of sloths. And they all had approximately the same number of moths, and the three-fingered sloth is smaller than the two-fingered sloth is, but had the same amount of moths on it. So the moths were more dense on the three-fingered, and the three-fingered have more peptids and leptids in their blood that come from the moths. And
Wow.
so yeah, I mean,
Fascinating.
you know, science is weird. And your wife is trying to watch on this. You might not want to stand in front of the camera,
Oh.
or you can stand over here so she can see your
Oh.
handsome faces.
Yeah.
But the three-fingered sloths, yeah, the peptids and leptids are more. But science can come up with some crazy ideas sometimes, and sometimes they zero in onto smart ideas, and sometimes they don't.
Yeah.
And so, like for instance, if you found the skeleton of a sloth, you would almost certainly come up with an apex predator notion of what a sloth is, because the skeleton of a sloth the skeleton of a sloth looks like this. That it has massive teeth. Those
Wow.
are a sloth's teeth. That's what his teeth look like. There's just a skin over them. And the claws of a sloth are huge, like that,
Yeah.
just like his claws are. The sloth's arms are longer than its body. Its legs are longer than its arms. And so, if you were a scientist and came up with a skeleton of this animal, you would almost certainly draw something like a howler monkey screaming
Yeah.
through the trees and killing everything in sight.
Yeah.
Because massive teeth, massive claws, huge limbs. You
Yeah.
would not come up with a slow, peaceful animal that's a prey animal and going to hide for all his life until a predator catches and kills him.
Yeah.
You just wouldn't come up with that. And like the why do sloths come down the trees thing. I mean, they started looking into this about 20 years ago, I guess, when they really started studying sloths. First idea, unbelievably, it's laughable now, is that a sloth is just a neat animal, and that's why it comes down and poops all in the same place. I mean, obviously, that's a stupid idea. They are not the Adrian monk of the rainforest, that they're going to risk their lives because they're a neat animal.
Yeah.
And so then the second notion was that they're fertilizing their own tree via their waste. Another stupid notion, because if he lets it rip from anywhere in the tree, it's going to fall above the root system of the tree, and fertilization-wise makes no difference.
Yeah.
Took them a decade to come up with a sloth moth thing, and
Wow.
and when they came up with a sloth moth thing, somebody was trying to figure out how to make sloths more comfortable by not having them have to have moths crawling all over them all the time, and killed a few sloths in the
Well, I was
process.
gonna say, yeah.
So crazy notions out there.
Wow.
But we're ready to move on to part two. So you guys
All
are
right.
going to get, since you're the second ones, you're going to get to see the way that Flash goes back up to bed. And you asked me how slow a sloth is. I think you're going to be surprised at how unslow this guy is going to go back up the tree. You're welcome to walk in there and see the way that he goes.
Here.
And
Look at this. Neat. Watch it. Look at that.
watch how much his limbs can move. So he's going to basically do the splits going through the door there.
Does he do when he comes in? Does he do the same exact motions, or does he do it different every time when he comes in?
He usually goes the same way.
So he does. Look at that.
And he's gonna go all the way up and climb into his hammock up there. And he's gonna take a nap for about the next 3 hours. Sometimes he goes into one of the crooks of one of the trees. Other times he just goes into the hammock.
Well, he's moving pretty good.
Yeah. As I said, for this guy, it's maybe about 40 feet per minute is what I estimate he does.
Sure.
Because at 12 feet per minute, he wouldn't be up there yet.
Oh yeah, no way. For sure not.
All right, so fellas, let me get ready for our next part.
All right.
And we're gonna change rooms here in a minute and change
Okay.
sloths.
All right.
Be right back.
Okay.
I wanna go up there.
What? I think that's the next one here. See, that's cool, right? Look at all the stuff you learned about him.
Mom's thanks to bringing us right now.
Mm-hmm. neat, huh?
It just says. What time is it?
11, 12.
Guys, I misled you. We're not doing the second part today, but
Oh.
since I erroneously said you did and gave you false hope, I'm going to do something special for you
Oh.
right here.
Sure, appreciate that.
And I mentioned that there is a baby sloth on the property. He is closer than you might imagine.
Oh.
He's right here.
Really?
What?
Really?
He's been there the whole time.
Yup. He's taking a nap.
Oh my gosh.
Come here, Dash.
Dash. Hi, Dash. That's
All right, buddy. Dad, you got your camera?
Oh yes, yes.
So
Look at
you're
that.
just gonna
Oh my
hang around your
gosh.
neck like this. And I hope Mom found us on YouTube.
That is neat.
Hello.
It's adorable. So cute.
Great. Stay left where Pond splits the driveway. Turn right on the first gravel drive, and you can join them in progress at the petting farm, which is next to the red barn with white roof. Okay.
So cute.
His name is Dash. He is
How old?
6 months old.
6
He
months
weighs
old.
3 pounds, and he is a baby two-toed Linnaeus sloth.
Oh my goodness. How long do they live?
So the theory on a wild sloth is about 20 years, but of course nobody's observed one from
Yeah.
birth to death of old age, so it's a theory.
Hmm.
Sloths that are kidnapped out of the rainforest and put into captivity on average last 2 months. So when you go, like I did before I knew better, to Roatan, Honduras and pet the sloths where the cruise ship pulls in, those sloths have an average lifespan of 2 months. It's a
Oh
horrible
my
process.
gosh. That's awful.
When you have captive bred sloths like these, which are very, very rare in the world, captive bred sloths like these that are cared for appropriately live 50 years.
Wow.
And
Wow.
appropriate to us means that we only do 1 or 2 hours of encounters with
Sure.
each sloth each day.
Yeah.
They
Makes
don't
sense.
work 7 days a week. They only do, they get Sundays off. These guys
Sundays off.
come into the house with us and relax with us. Hello from Sloth Encounter.
He did his hand his around. It's so cute. He's so little.
I was a little behind because of the plumber.
Oh man. So cute.
I haven't taken it anywhere to fix it, but when I looked at it the other day, it looked like it was still full. All right, bye.
Probably likes your body heat.
I know.
He likes people.
Yeah?
So the downside of being my wife is she's on the phone or the computer all day, every day. The upside is she almost always has one sloth or another hanging around. So this guy is held by people for as much as 10 hours a day, but not guests, just family.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
And it's not the time that we're guarding against with the sloths, it's the number of strangers that they see.
Oh, sure.
And
Yeah.
see him yawning right there, that's cute.
Yeah, I like how he yawns.
Do they build any kind of relationship with humans with that kind of touching? Do they?
Yes. So that's why my wife can't do sloth encounters, is if she's in the room, they just want to go to her the whole
Oh, I
time.
can see that. Sure.
Because that sloth that's in that room has sat on my wife's lap for upwards of 3,000 hours. And
Oh my
so
gosh.
it is, Donna is absolutely her person.
Oh, I can see that.
And,
Yeah.
and this one, loves everybody, but prefers family.
Yeah.
And Flash, I am absolutely Flash's person. I have spent at least an hour a day with Flash for 3.5 years now.
Really?
And but yet I have never held that sloth because these two were raised as ambassador animals. So from
Oh.
birth, they were being held by people every single day.
Really?
From day 14 of their life.
Oh, wow.
And he was never held in the first 2 years of his life, so he
Oh.
wouldn't be accustomed to that.
Mm.
And we interact with our animals on their comfort level, not my comfort level.
I can see it.
So yeah, he has never been held.
Yeah.
Make sure you get plenty of pictures for mom with little guy and the baby.
Yes.
Did you get pictures?
I took all kinds of them there.
All
Yeah.
right, good.
Yeah, appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, he has. What do you have? How many little sloth stuffed animals? I think as real as he gets.
5.
5 of them. He loves it. He just loves
Cool.
this him. So thank you so much for letting him hold. This is. It's a big deal for him.
Sweet.
Yawn.
Wow.
All right, he's gonna go back to nap time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. It's very
Bye.
kind.
You're welcome.
Let him hold him like that.
We're not here to disappoint people.
And you are not.
Okay, pull it out.
He goes back and forth between the house and this basket. 'cause
Oh,
we
is that
don't allow
tough?
him to get cold.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
All right, guys.
All right.
Well, thanks for coming out
Oh,
today.
yes, thank
and
you
if you had a
so
good
much.
time, we would very much appreciate the Google review.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Free. For the free codes.
Yes.
Exactly. He dropped it us all the time. And then you want to get some cookies and crackers or whatever else you think they may want today. Do they eat? Do they eat the shell? No, they'll pick it off, but I just put it for them. You know, I think in the fridge, there's really a loaf of bread, we'll give them some bread.
And animal cracker patties.
Maybe we're gonna walk out here for a second, yeah, and maybe we'll go.
Oh, more on.
Well, wonderful. Well,
All
thank
right,
you
guys.
so much. It was a heck of a good review. Great review, John.
Appreciate you.
Appreciate the knowledge that you shared. Yeah.
Well, sorry we were a few minutes late.
Oh, no, no.
Yeah, he's fun.
What'd you say you was in here?
I got it. It's in my hand, this bread, loaf of bread.
Are they carb like?
Somewhat. We just try not to give them, they're more protein eaters. Like they look good cheese sticks. I just try to
This guy didn't get any.
get anyway.
Sweet potato.
Coda don't like sweet
What a mill.
potato. Yeah, right?
Better bug gut. The loading diet.
You should be the muffin woman.
We'll see. I don't think they care for blueberries. Try them or two. They get moody sometimes. Oh, here we go. I like chicken and fish. Kidding me?
There's no specific reason that the doorknob is completely off, right?
No, but what'd you break it off of?
No, she just touched it and it just fell off. Oh.
They do that, they just come loose. I broke it, Emmy. What's her name? Emmy. Her name's Emerald. And she don't like it, so she gets back in.
Ciao, Dad.
Carry the water for me.
Is Dad in there?
He is, yes. I'm not an animal daddy.
I know, but I have stuff to do. I'm sorry.